Oh, the Fantastic Four! I've been waiting for this movie to come out for the longest time. Aren't you all excited too? Anyway, with the release of the new movie already here, I decided to draw these characters with a little fun twist to them and draw the Fantastic Four as anime characters. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oh yeah, the main man himself, Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic. Now for these drawings, I figured that I'd draw anime character combinations that are interesting to see or have a relation to the character's personality. Because I know every other artist out there would probably draw Reed Richards as Luffy, right? That's too easy, it's too obvious. I want something unique, something you haven't seen before. So for Mr. Fantastic, I made his anime combination have him be a Titan Shifter from Attack on Titan. If you aren't familiar with the Fantastic Four, they are a superhero group of 4 who went on a space adventure together. But on their journey, they encountered some weird cosmic radiation. It altered their DNA forever and gave them metahuman abilities that they utilize in their awesome adventures and fighting crime as superheroes. Now Reed Richards, who is the leader of the 4, just so happens to be the smartest man on the entire planet. How cool is that? He's the one who orchestrated their trip to space and had the fictional Baxter building as the team's headquarters and builds awesome gadgets in there. Something that comes along with Mr. Fantastic's wicked intellect is his obsession for doing good. He's so immersed in his work for the betterment of the world that sometimes he does not so good things in order to achieve it, like ignoring his family to work and work and work all day, or join the controversial Illuminati of the Marvel Universe to do shady stuff in order to keep the planet safe. He's an awfully smart man and a determined father, and with his stretchy powers, he is Mr. Fantastic. Now for his anime combination, I thought it'd be a wicked awesome idea for him to be a Titan Shifter from the really popular anime Attack on Titan. Oh man, where do I get started on that? Attack on Titan is a heavy show, man. In the anime's premise, most of the Earth's population has been reduced due to man-eating titans that tower over people and snack on them. Oh, I'm hurt! The last bit of humanity built 3 layers of walls to protect themselves from the outside titans. Throughout the show, we see the main characters join the Scout Regiment, which are a team of soldiers who go outside the walls in order to research the titans, as very little are known about them. Later on in the anime, we find out about these specialized titans we have seen before, like the Colossal Titan and Armored Titan who broke the gates of the walls before, are actually sentient people that have the unique capability to shift into a unique titan that each have their own abilities. There's the Armored Titan who's, well, armored. The Colossal Titan is tall and has an extreme explosive effect when he shifts that is comparable to a small nuke, and he can also burn up enemies nearby him to cause crazy damage. And these are only 2 of the 9 Titan shifters in the anime. So I thought it'd be a fun idea to make Mr. Fantastic his own Titan. Now his Titan has similar features to the Armored Titan, but his body can stretch in crazy ways to reach and kill his enemies. In Attack on Titan they kill a lot. I don't know if Reed does that too much, so what do you think? Like, do you think Reed would kill because he's like an Attack on Titan combination, or do you think, you know, Reed's whatever. Anyway, in the Attack on Titan anime, the soldiers and people always have to worry about staying out of reach from the Titans so they don't get grabbed and munched on. So I thought it'd be a pretty terrifying thought of a Titan whose reach doesn't end. Eventually, he will grab you. And that's the finished combination for Mr. Fantastic as a Titan Shifter. I think he looks so cool. Don't you think? The Thing, who just so happens to be my favorite member of the 4. He's Mr. Fantastic's best friend, who is the heart of the team. He's a sweet guy who always had a big personality, even before the space adventure. After going into space and going through the cosmic radiation, his body turned into this rocky kind of, rock, and gave him extreme levels of durability and strength. I mean, look, he's pulling a big ship out of water in the trailer. So strong, and he uses his strength to fight bad guys and help with Reed's experiments. Even with all the changes, The Thing, whose real name is Ben Grimm, is the team's moral compass. But that doesn't stop him from feeling weighed down by his new body. Ben's new body is actually permanent, like, he looks that way all the time. He can't turn it off like the rest of the 4, and it affects him mentally as he can't do a lot of the things that he could do before. He feels insecure about his looks and even struggles to find love in his comic book stories. Like look at the 2005 movie, he got dumped by his fiance, and look at him, he can't even pick up the ring. Oh, that's so sad. He always figured Reed would find a way to cure him, since Reed could always solve a problem. But no matter what test they tried, Ben always stayed as The Thing. Reed eventually gave up on trying, and Ben eventually gave up on turning back to normal. He's a pretty tragic character. His story is one of accepting new changes no matter how hard they may be. And oh look, he ends up getting married to the love of his life, Alicia Masters. Isn't that cute? Let's talk about what anime character I combined him with. Saitama, the One Punch Man. They call him that because he literally can do that. Saitama was a normal everyday guy who was tired of being regular. He wanted to be a hero and do some good, so he trained every day for 3 years, doing some absolutely insane and radical, never done before, experimental training. And he got so strong after 3 years that he went bald.
What?
Well, he got so strong that he stopped training because he had already become the most powerful person on the planet and could one-shot every single person he would fight. And because he's so strong, he could never have the thrill of a real fight again. So instead, he just chills at home and only does hero work for fun. And after combining the two characters, we get this cool looking dude. Now it's mostly just Ben Grimm in Saitama's uniform, but I did give him a really shiny bald head. Well, I just imagine that this Ben is having the same problem as Saitama, so strong that he could win any fight. And that makes him feel even more of a void inside himself. Wow, what a bummer. Anyway, that's the anime character combination for Fantastic Four's The Thing. Sue Storm, also known as Invisible Woman, or actually her name's Sue Richards now because she's married to Reed Richards. Sue is like the mom of the group who looks after everyone and stands up for that which she believes in. She's on the team with her brother Johnny Storm, and they both are a result of a hard upbringing after their mother died in a car crash, and their father didn't take it too well and lost himself and eventually got arrested. Sue grew up realizing the importance of taking care of the people she cared about, and that later extends to the Fantastic Four and New York, the city which they protect. And after the space adventure, Sue got some wicked awesome powers. She can refract light around her in order to make herself invisible and be sneaky. She can extend this power to things around her and make them invisible too. So cool. And on top of that, she's able to create force fields and offensive structures that can help in any situation, combat or scientific. As for her anime combination, I decided to turn her into a character straight out of the Sailor Moon anime. It's an old show about magical girls who represent each of the celestial bodies in our solar system who are tasked with protecting the planet. Now, I'm sure there are other characters or animes that would probably fit Sue better, but I wanted one of the animes I chose for this video to be an old one to align with the fact that the Fantastic Four are pretty old themselves, since they've been going strong since the 60s. Plus, my mom's favorite anime growing up just so happened to be Sailor Moon, so this is for you, Mom. For this one, I chose to have the attire of the Sailor Moon girls be the main design for Sue, while putting in elements of her normal costume in to signify her allegiance to her team, like the blue and white color scheme, along with the number 4 all over the costume. And for her design, I ended up giving her 2 long pigtails, just like Sailor Moon, but instead of it being her actual hair, I made it a force field construct that Sue can use for combat or something. I don't know, man. I just thought it was a cute idea. I think the thing that was most tricky for me was making part of her body invisible. I knew I could alter the opacity of anything I wanted to make invisible, but I also had to make sure that it wasn't too invisible where it would just be hard to see. I eventually just added some white outlines around her body that's turning invisible, and it worked out. And there is Susan Storm as a Sailor Guardian, who helps the Fantastic Four fight villains and research the unknown. Johnny Storm. I know I said the Thing was my favorite Fantastic Four member, but in the new movie, he took that spot from Ben. Johnny, who we already know as Invisible Woman's brother, has an excitable personality who loves heading face first into the unknown, and the fire powers that he got from the cosmic radiation express his fiery persona. With his fires, he can turn any part of his body on fire, and he can even engulf his whole body in it and use it to fly, and even do super cool things with it, like a small spoiler for the movie, but in a montage showing the Fantastic Four's powers, Johnny is able to absorb all the fire in a factory fire. I thought he could only manipulate fire on his own body, but I wasn't even aware he could affect fire around him too. That is, pretty cool. He uses these powers to fight villains and protect his family as the Human Torch. And just because he doesn't take himself too seriously, that doesn't mean he's a basic character. Some would say he's the most emotional of the 4, who cares deeply about those he loves and has tried multiple times to sacrifice himself in order to protect them. And because he qualified to go on a space mission with the Fantastic Four, a lot of people forget that he's actually pretty smart himself. As for his anime combination, I thought it'd be interesting to combine him with another fiery character who, instead of using his fire to protect his family, he uses it to hurt them. I'm talking about Dabi from My Hero Academia. Spoilers for My Hero, by the way. But Dabi's real name is Toya Todoroki, and he's the son of one of the strongest heroes in Japan, Endeavor. Endeavor always treated his family with extreme cruelty as he wanted to make kids with the goal of combining his fire powers with his wife's ice powers. It took a couple kids before one of the show's main characters were born, Shoto Todoroki, who was finally able to wield both powers. But this made Endeavor focus only on Todoroki while he neglected the other kids. Toya, who was jealous and wanted his father's attention, trained really hard to have just as much firepower as his dad. He would burn at extreme temperatures that would end up harming his own skin, because while Toya gained Endeavor's fire powers, he only acquired his mother's resistance to cold, not fire. And eventually, while practicing out in the forest by himself, he ended up causing a forest fire where his family thought he died. We find out later in the anime that Dabi, a villain we've been following for a while, is actually Toya. And his scars and patchwork skin is because of the burns that his fire did to his body. He now uses his fire powers to become a villain and plans to use it against his family who neglected him. So to combine these two characters, I made Johnny's costume occupy most of the top half of the body, while Dabi's loose clothes take up most of the bottom. And I was actually gonna put those scars on his face too when drawing, but I kinda forgot. Sorry. And I made Johnny's fire be the same blue color as Dabi's flames, which made the final piece be this wicked awesome explosion of blue that I think looks real pretty. Well, there's my art depicting Fantastic Four's anime characters. Tell me what you think in the comments, and what anime character combination should I do next? Before I go, I just wanted to say a special thank you to all that watched my videos before. I think we almost have 500 views on the last video, which is, man, what an interesting milestone. I wonder how long it'll take to get to 1K. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I just thank God for allowing me to even make these videos for y'all, so I wanted you to know that I appreciate every single bit of love you gave me. Thank you. And yeah, if you liked the video, then like the video, and please, 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 don't be a stranger and subscribe.